Hello, Libra friends. I'm Annie Botticelli, and welcome to my Libra June 2023 Astrology Horoscope Forecast. This is for you if Libra is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other Libra placement you're listening for. This is going to be part of your astrological picture. And if you're a very late degree Libra friend, so birthdays around October 15th through the rest of the sign, or Libra placement around 23 degrees through the rest of the sign, I suggest you additionally listen to my Scorpio report, as you very late degree friends will benefit from both readings. I'm calling the theme of this month for Libras 6 outrageous goals for Libra this month, and I'm very excited to share these with you. This is going to be very fun. We're going to touch on a couple of points about the general transits that are super important for you to know this month to make the most of it. My goal for recording these for you is to help you make the most of the planetary possibilities and to let you know about the types of energies that will be present so that you can harness the good things and bust through any challenges and just have a general understanding of what's going on so you can make the most of everything. So we're going to hit these points and then dive right into these 6 outrageous goals that I'm putting out there for you to accept if you so choose. First thing to know is we've got slightly more sweet aspects compared to salty ones. I always call the inharmonious, annoying bumps when the planets are arguing. I call those salty aspects. And we have a few of those this month. The little speed bumps that we'll get through. But we still have more sweet connections, harmonious, beautiful blessings throughout the month compared to those salty ones. So that's awesome. The next thing to know is that, and we're celebrating about this, we're easing out of the heat of eclipse season. This Taurus-Scorpio eclipse cycle has not been a fun process for many Libras. And now you all are in the hot seat because the new eclipse cycle that started weaving in is the Aries-Libra eclipse cycle. So a lot of intensity, hopefully some really great stuff in there too. Certainly those potentials are there. You can definitely listen to more about how those eclipses might be manifesting for you now and in the time to come in my April and May reports. But for now, we just need to know that the most dramatic heat of the eclipse season is April, May, and we're starting to phase out of it. But news and information and events can still be coming in, and the task now is very much implementing, decisions that come from the options or the circumstances that were opened up from the eclipse occurrences. And we'll have a nice open window to do that from June 1st through 19th. We clear out of the Mercury retrograde fog, having the eclipse cycle and the retrograde at the same time, really added to this not knowing what's going on day to day, just sort of a lot of uncertainty, things being cast into, not sure land. And now we've got from June 1st through 19th, the last open period free from personal planet retrogrades and their shadow periods for a while, because once June 19th comes, we start the pre-transit retrograde period before Venus retrograde begins. And that whole cycle between the pre-transit, the actual retrograde, and the post-transit will stretch from June 19th through early October. Now, I will give you a sneak peek and tell you that Venus is going to be retrograde in Leo, which is in a nice aspect for Libra. So that's a blessing because you have an extended period of time of Venus kisses. Venus rules love and beauty. Oh, it also rules Libra for that matter. Okay, so Venus is your ruler. But the areas of life it rules are love and romance and relationships and money and finance and budgets and income and self-esteem and beauty and design and more. So if you want to get some insights into the energies we're working with, I'll talk about this more in July, but I have lots of resources that you can dive into now. Especially being a Libra, you want to understand what your ruler is doing, and that happens to be one of my areas of expertise. So if you search for Annie Botticelli, Venus retrograde, you can find my YouTube video on the topic, which is very concise. You can find my Venus retro do's and don'ts blog, as well as my Venus retrograde through the signs and houses series at anniehelpsyou.com in the blog section. You can get my book, Planetology, How to Align with the Natural Rhythms of the Universe, and I have lots of info on Venus retrograde and really great ways to make the most of it. But what we most need to know this month is that the period between the 1st and the 19th is amazing for big decisions and gatherings and plans and basically anything you want to schedule that you want to have an easier flow, or anything you want to birth or bring into the world to launch, that you want to have a little bit more of a clear imprint away from those retrogrades. Because, the retrogrades are great in so many ways. They can bring wonderful blessings from the past, but they do bring a little bit more uncertainty. And, if you want to have more certainty and clarity programmed into the big choices, you've got that time in the first 3 weeks or so of June, and then things start to shift into this inward backward motion. So we're the spider actively weaving our webs in the first 3 weeks of June or so, and then the last part of June and then beyond, we're hanging out waiting to see what comes into our web. Okay, so that's kind of the shift of pushing outward and forward, and then we shift into this inward and backward, where we go back over old ground, harness opportunities from the past, get blessings from the past, solve challenges from the past, and that's sort of the flow of the month. Okay, so now we can go on to my 6 outrageous goals for Libra this month. Now, a little word on outrageous goals. I'm a Sagittarius with a ton of placements in Sagittarius, so I have definitely been known for setting outrageous goals, but I've also definitely been known for reaching outrageous goals. And my belief is that if you don't set the bar high, you're very unlikely to reach any outrageous goals. But if you set the goal high, you do make it all the way, then you're still going to go further than you would if you didn't set the bar higher. Because in the effort to reach that far, even if you fall short, you're still going further than where you had been. Okay, so with that inspiration in mind, we can step into me outlining the idea for these outrageous goals and my astrological support as to why I feel like this is a fun, great idea for this time. So we'll start with number 1. Outrageous goal number 1, transform your love life. Okay, so if you're a person that doesn't have any love life, if you're a person that has too much of your love life, whatever it is, you have amazing, epic chances to transform your love life at this time. Now, a lot of the things that we talk about that are astrological influences don't fit neatly into the course of a month, but it's too hard to, to talk about all of the ranges of time periods, in a horoscope. We like to narrow it down by a month because that's like, okay, these are the things you're working with this month. But the chance to transform your love life is going to extend well beyond this month. Okay, so the whole Venus retrograde cycle from now through October is going to be part of this, but there are several lines and even beyond with some other placements, including Pluto being in your house of true love for 20 years. So you've got that long-term thing going on, right? Pluto, the powerful transformer and alchemical magician. So, just remember that if something doesn't seem to be harnessed or happening in this month, I don't want to hear anyone say nothing happened to my love life this month, because I'm telling you right now that the chance for alchemy in this area of your life and the chance to set outrageous goals at this time has massive amount of power for even decades for you to manifest over all this time. Not to say it has to take that long, but just want to let you know that these are short and long-term aspects that are going on here. So some layers of this. One is that Venus is moving into Leo. Venus is going to be retrograde in Leo. I alluded to that before. It's going to make this beautiful 60-degree angle of opportunities for you from now and through October. Leo rules the 5th house, which is the house of true love, romance, and Pluto is moving into the 5th house for a very long time. Okay, so you've got that combination. You also have a massive amount of energy still in Taurus in your 8th house of deep relationships. So there's all of this potential. You also have Chiron in Aries, in your 7th house of Libra, of relationships, where woundedness that could be interfering with your vitality and your expression and your capacity to communicate what you need and your capacity to hear what someone else needs to get past your wounds, to be able to hear other people that are close to you. Now, also know that I'm targeting love life here, but any of your relationships, friendships, business relationships, family relationships can also benefit from the power of transformation from the things I'm listing. But there are some special energies involving love that I just wanted to call out. But, if you're not interested in that, or if that's not lighting up, it's definitely not limited to love. Okay, so there may be some things you want to say yes to as Venus and Mars crowd your house of friends and acquaintances, and people might be inviting you to either set you up with somebody. In the first 3 weeks of the month is especially good for new love. After that, we kind of dip into knowing people from the past and renegotiating past relationships, where sometimes someone that was a friend may come in and become a love interest, or someone that's a love interest may turn into a friend. And there's, a lot of reversals that may start going on towards the end of the month. But the first 3 weeks or so is very, very ripe with new love. So you might want to say yes if your gut is telling you yes. If someone wants to introduce you to somebody, this is particularly good for online dating. And also, just remember, everything I'm saying in the context of love can also be translated into the context of other relationships. So, being in a circumstance where you're connecting with people for business reasons, or because of a shared interest, or, of a project that you're working on with a community. All of these things are accentuated from these Leo transits at this time and those beautiful angles they make to your Libra placements. Okay. Outrageous goal number 2 for Libras this month is to find a hidden talent. Now, again, this is a short-term opportunity, but it's also a long-term potential. With Pluto moving through your 5th house and all of this Leo energy with not only Venus, but also Mars, and then them being conjunct, they're going to cross over each other in the sign of Leo, which rules the 5th house. That is a house I like to call of hidden talents. It's also a house of overt talents, ones that you know that you have. But with Pluto there, it's giving this energy of bubbling things up from the surface. Just imagine the energy of mining, okay? Because Pluto rules mining. So finding something in the, under the ground, maybe it's, what a diamond looks like when you find it. It's uncut, it's unpolished. There's something deep within you that may want to come out, and your mission, if you choose to accept it at this time and beyond, is to experiment with things you've always wanted to do, or again, that someone invites you to do. Let's say someone says, hey, you want to go paint pottery, or you want to go, I don't know, mountain climbing, or whatever. Something that someone brings to you, or that you have an impetus from inside of you to investigate. This may be an outrageous goal to experiment enough and follow the signs that you could find a hidden talent. Okay, so outrageous goal number 3 is to do something you've always wanted to do. You can call it a bucket list thing. If you don't like that terminology, just something that you have really always wanted, and even if it's crazy outrageous, go for it. Maybe you can make it happen in this month, or maybe you can set your sights on it in this month, make the commitment, make a vision board about it, start to get it into your field where you're coaxing it in, no matter how outrageous it seems. The perfect house, the perfect trip, the perfect partner, the perfect, family experience. Whatever it is, set your goals high and either do something you've always wanted to do or get a plan in place where you're moving towards it. Okay, next outrageous goal for Libra this month is to manifest money. And oh boy, do you have a massive amount of energy around this, short-term and long-term, because all of those Taurus placements, Jupiter, transiting North Node, Mercury, star goddess Estrella, Uranus, star goddess Vesta, star goddess Sedna, all moving through Taurus, which are crowding in the short and long-term, your 8th house of other people's money. Windfalls, inheritances, lotto, winnings, sweepstakes. This has been happening for you in the short term since last month. It's been happening in the long term for other planets for a while. Jupiter is going to be there for a whole year, and Jupiter expands and brings luck as well. So, if you are choosing to accept it, your outrageous goal for this month is to manifest money. Now, again, I'm saying this month, but the chances for this extend well beyond this time frame. How can you manifest money? You have to become a vibrational match for that which you seek, which may mean you have to clear up some financial belief systems, which may mean that you need Margaret Lynch. Margaret Lynch has been my teacher on financial consciousness for very many years, and I credit her work and my persistence with her work to a lot of my financial successes in the world. So find her, Margaret Lynch Rainier. She got married, so it's her last name now. But if you look for Margaret Lynch, she's on YouTube. You can find free things. She's got an amazing book called Tapping into Wealth. She uses EFT, emotional freedom technique, tapping to target and clear financial traumas, financial perspectives that are limiting you and could be blocking you from windfalls of money or earnings. Both earnings and windfalls of money just coming to you are all accentuated for you in the short and long term. So your outrageous goal, do what you got to do to manifest that money in the highest and best ways. Okay, number 5 outrageous goal for Libra, solve a mystery. This same 8th house that has all of these Taurus placements, Taurus meaning practical, grounded, consistent, persistent, rational, reasonable, tangible energy centered around 8th house, completely intangible, mysterious, esoteric. So having all of this, grounded focus might help you to solve a mystery. Maybe the mystery is where you put something important in your house, that special place that you put it that you can't remember where it is now. Maybe solving the mystery is a genetic storyline of health going through your body that's wreaking havoc with your relatives. You can look to the work of Dr. Ben Lynch, awesome work called Dirty Genes, Genes, not jeans like the one you wear, where he outlines a lot of interesting help for health, regarding understanding your genes and seeing the connections between things that your relatives have suffered with. So maybe you'll solve a mystery as to a physical manifestation for you or a loved one in this time. This also is giving you a lot of powers of research and passion and obsessiveness, which can be great for solving a mystery. Maybe you are hot on the trail of the Holy Grail and you're researching where you can find it in the figurative, maybe also the literal sense. But basically anything that is mysterious, that is esoteric, that has been under the surface, you can use any manner of tools, including your own subconscious mind. In the minutes before you go to sleep and the minutes after you wake up, you are in between worlds. And you can ask your subconscious mind to have show up in your dreams, have show up in your waking life, clues to problems that you have, and then look out for insights to come through dreams or waking time. So that might be part of how you can solve that mystery. Or you can just read a great mystery series and try to figure out what the end's going to be. But, there are any number of ways that you can solve a mystery. And that's an outrageous goal you can set for this month and beyond. And the 6th outrageous goal for Libra at this time is to gain powerful, life-changing perspective through expanding your horizons. So there are so many opportunities for you to do this. We've got all of this energy in Gemini, the sun, this warm spotlight in this 9th house of expanded perspectives and horizons. It's the Sag house. We've got star goddess Juno there. We've got Mercury going to be there. We've got the new moon in Gemini on June 18th at 26 degrees in fellow air sign, all opening up these possibilities for you to have experiences that will help you gain these powerful perspectives and life-changing perspectives that can come through travel. It can come through interacting with people who are having experiences that you could never even imagine, through books or through visiting people or interacting with them, joining groups, going to different countries, going to different communities, having some kind of experience that broadens your horizons is really increased in chance at this time. So these same areas or the same area that's lit up also is amazing for writing and publishing and teaching and anything international and learning a language. And that is all beautifully lit up at this time. You might find a perfect education program, and that could be what expands your horizons. You might take an amazing local or long distance trip. We've got that full moon in Sagittarius in the days around June 3rd, fullness, completion, fruition, drama, life-changing perspectives from that fullness in Sag happening for you. Again, that's in a nice angle for you. So lots of ways that you can have your perspective change in a way that's life-changing through horizon expanding experiences at this time. Now, all of you can feel the goodies from that Sagittarius full moon, but those of you who are between 8 and 18 degrees of Libra, so we'll say the last few days of October through the first week, the last few days of September through the first week of October are, you get a closer angle, and the closer you are to like October 3rd, the more you get a kiss from that full moon in Sagittarius. But remember, everyone has an opportunity for all of the good things that I was talking about. And especially if you set your goal, your outrageous goal to have this powerful perspective change. The same thing with the new moon. Everyone can have kisses from this fellow air sign, new moon, new beginnings in the days around June 18th. But the late degree friends will get even more of a kiss. So 21 through 29 degrees, the closer to 26 degrees, the more you get the kiss. That's like October 11th through the rest of the sign. And the closer you are to like October 18th, the more you get the kiss from that Gemini new moon. If you love the information that I share with you and you like what I'm bringing, you can get more of all of this by going to anniehelpsyou.com. You can sign up for my free VIP community there. You'll get my newsletter where I write my favorite aspects of the upcoming month and the ones to be careful and awareful about, and how you might experience those, plus the written summary for the month and links to blogs that I and my team have written and my free 28-day virtual coaching program only for my VIP community. You can sign up for all that at anniehelpsyou.com. You can also see all of the other interface for the things that I do and the ways you can connect with my work at that site. If you want to learn astrology in a deeper way, I'm always offering opportunities to learn through my free offerings, but you can go deeper by checking out my Astrology Basics and Beyond course, or my Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery Course. So if you want to be a professional astrologer, maybe you'll benefit from my 20 years of experience as an entrepreneur and a coach, and my almost 20 years of experience as a successful astrologer. So you can check that out at beastropro.com, beastropro.com. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.